So I promised on my last two videos that I will be making a passenger video. If you don't know when I say that, then you should probably watch the entire video from the last two videos I uploaded, including this one so you don't miss anything on my video updates. If you don't want to, then watch it anyway, there's still pretty good content. So anyways, today I want to talk about Passenger. As you all already know by now, Passenger is a 6-star chain caster and has a very bad reputation being the worst 6-star ever existed. I don't usually talk about 6-star on my channel, well not like I've been uploading much anyways as my hiatus, but the only few that I talk about are W, Blaze's first skill, and Nightingale. Yes, I actually did mastery 3 Blaze's first skill and left her other skills uninvested. Shut up. Watch it by the way. The reason that made me intrigued to talk about Passenger is how well he is designed visually, and Hypergraph also hired a very famous voice actor for him, Sakugai Takahiko, which I did not really care at first, but when I found out he voiced Sting Euclid from Fairy Tail, which is one of my favorite characters by the way, I started to like Passenger a little bit more. Okay, went a little bit out of topic, aren't we? Anyway, despite all that, they made him one of the shittiest operator that ever existed in the game. Recently from the Dozless event, they buffed him slightly by increasing his base attack, increased the slow duration, and the damage decay is reduced, which made him hit harder and also more serviceable than last time. Since he's an archetype buff, Lizzie also received the same treatment. I'm not going to make a video about her because I already did, so watch that if you want to build her. 2 times of video advertisement, kinda shameless if you ask me. Okay, so about Passenger, I also made a community post about it months ago, which is about my opinion on Passenger, and from there I pretty much shit on him. The post is linked down below if you want to read it, but my opinion from that post is no longer the same. If now Passenger is the same as he was back then, my opinion would stay the same because believe me, I tried pre-buff Passenger and he is awful. But now that they buffed Passenger recently, I have wasted my Silex savings for him just to appear after Saria and Angelina dupes. I swear to god I'm going to kill you Passenger if you disappoint me. Like last video, I'm going to show you guys how he works on general stages. I'll make a video about chain casters specifically when their model comes up, and in there I will talk on all 3 chain casters being Lizzie, Pudding, and also Passenger. We'll skip the first skill because that skill is not worth investing. Still strong, but second and third skill outshines it, and the skill by itself is really boring, so let's just skip that. So anyway, second skill allows him to increase his attack range by 1 tile, increase attack by 30%, and reduce his attack interval. The target is also increased by 1 target, so he can attack 5 enemies at once simultaneously. While not a very good DPS skill and the mastery gain is extremely minuscule, I'm not even joking, you only gain 10% additional attack from level 7 to mastery 3 and the attack interval reduction is only 0.1 seconds. The skill by itself is still a good stalling machine. You can say he is somewhat become a slow supporter with this skill and is become more noticeable when his mortal appear. Third skill, his bread and butter skill, allows him to generate a lightning storm of very wide range for 4 seconds. The lightning storm itself also has very wide range and attacks random enemy within the lightning storm every 0.5 seconds with 150% attack. The skill can be stored up to 2 times. The lightning storm will generate on enemies with the highest HP, not base HP or HP bar, but their current HP. In paper, this skill might seem kinda underwhelming because it attacks only one random enemy, but remember that Passenger is a chain caster, meaning every attack that this skill does still chain. So in total, he actually attacked 32 enemies if there's 4 or more enemies, with of course every chained attack are also reduced from his trade. Remember when I said that his second skill has very little mastery gain? Well, this one is even worse. Anyway, here are some highlights.
せの塵一つ残さず消えてしまう。仰せの罰を
サンダーストーム。
受けます。何だ、あなた様のお望みのままに。あなた様のお望みのままに。受けます。何だ、罰を何だ、受けます。仰せの罰を仰せの塵一つ残さず消えてしまう。何だ、あなた様のお望みのままに。仰せのあなた様のお望みのままに。仰せの塵一つ残さず消えてしまう。何だ、塵一つ残さず消えてしまう。何だ、あなた様のお望みのままに。何だ、あなた様のお望みのままに。何だ、あなた様のお望みのままに。
勝つためなら何でもやるけど。
Now let's face facts. As a 6-star, he does not perform well before his buff. His buff makes him more viable and allows you to use him more safely and comfortably. But if we have to compare him with other 6-star caster that is available such as Yala, Carnelian, Ifrit, and Kyobe, Passenger is easily power crept. However, if you ask me if he is bad or not, then my answer is no. He is decent even right now because in 6-star rarity, I still believe there is no one that can be as bad as Kaji. However, if he is not buffed yet, then I can safely say that Passenger is as bad as Kaji, but now that he is buffed, his power is actually more noticeable, and not to mention, he is more serviceable now. I can safely say that he is worth investing. Same like Broca, I actually use Passenger pretty much everywhere now. Sure, he is expensive in DP and SP cost, but that's why Myrtle and Tilopsis exist. His third skill DPS is massive and it obliterates pretty much anything within his way, especially if you activate it twice. I have to admit though, this skill is very tricky to use because of the targeting, but if you can master it, this skill is a great lifesaver. Passenger is not meant to be a boss killer or also broken, and that is okay. Not all 6-star can be a boss killer, and we can see that proof on other DPS operators such as Blaze and Mountain who are very popular, but they're not the best choices to kill bosses. It's also the same like Swartz where she is excellent at boss killing, but she is not the best option for mob clearing. And I personally think that this is the best way to say what 6-star operator should have been instead of Surgeon and Gen Alter. Of course, they have to make these broken operators to make money, but who am I? I'm just a small, nice content creator. I have no relevancy here. If you have him and sad because he spooked you, then I hope this video gives you a second chance to reconsider of building him. And simply if you're updated with CN server, you know that Passenger became one of the best caster in the game after his module, and in fact become the second most big caster in IS2. As a person who built him and frequently used Lazy before Passenger got released, I can assure you that building him is definitely worth it because of his buff. I personally find him to be great after the Docilis buff, not as good as Yala, I know, because by this point no one can power creep her, but I find Passenger to be way more enjoyable to use because of his gameplay is rather different. Hey guys, post-editing Neko here. So by the time that I'm recording this, I'm also trying to record Yala's second skill in comparison for Passenger's third skill because I always believe that Yala's second skill is actually much better. But it's actually Passenger's third skill actually performs way better than Yala's second skill. I'm not even trying to make her look bad by this point because my Yala is actually at M6, same level as Passenger, level 90. But yeah, I'm just trying to say that Passenger kinda outperforms Yala's second skill, but I still believe that Yala's second skill is actually much more useful, especially that her second skill reduces enemies resistance as well. So yeah, just want to tell you guys a little bit of that. If you want that early after module experience, then you can do that if you have Yala where she can increase Passenger's attack from her talent. The slow will remain 0.5 seconds unfortunately, but the damage is similar. You can do it like this, or you can do it like this. The choice is in your hands. I have to give a shout out to Hagezoka from GameFresh for making a fantastic article on Passenger. And honestly, this is one of, if not the best article I read on GameFresh so far, explaining in great detail on how Passenger works. If you want to know more about Passenger, then I highly recommend you to read it because I don't see a lot of good GameFresh article like this one, and this article is definitely worth the exposure. I know that this video might be a bit biased, but I am making this based on my experience. I know I'll get better response if I say things based on meta perspective like I used to, but I just can't do it. I enjoy making videos where I want to say whatever I feel like is right for me to say, and that is where I feel the sense of genuinity. Especially if the video's name is called Passenger Experience, which is based on how I really felt on using him. Also, sorry that this video came out a little bit late from my promise since I was meeting a friend and I have a college assignment, but I really hope you guys enjoy this video anyway. Next video is either Platinum or Flamebringer, but maybe Platinum first because I really enjoy using her. Alright, see you guys later. Bye!